So I'm going to tell you what's on the inside of my Scentsy bucket, hopefully with no tears, right? I'm just going to pull them out randomly as I see them in no special order. My Scentsy story, as told by the contents of this bucket. Oh, I'm already wanting to tear up. This is a tithing envelope and a missions giving at our church. And because of Scentsy, my family has been able to give when we wanted to. How much we wanted to when a mission trip came up or when a special missionary came and touched our hearts. We've always given, but we've not been able to give what we wanted to. There's a difference. Because of Scentsy, we're more able to give what we want to. A ball. I'm sorry. It's way too soon to start crying, right? My son's baseball. Because of Scentsy, I don't miss a game. I don't miss a practice. We can afford to take him to some kind of crazy professional baseball player in Pensacola and get him hitting lessons that he wants. Because of Scentsy. A candy magnet. I've been a lot of places with Scentsy, and I can't ring all the magnets. But the trips are so special for free to be able to take my husband and I on a vacation, in a different country. I mean, I didn't even need a passport before I became a Scentsy rep, but now I have to have a current one because we win trips of a lifetime for free. That's what this magnet means, piano. You ever have something that you do that you love, but you do it so much it becomes something that you don't enjoy anymore? That's where I was with Scentsy. That's where I was with my piano teaching. Before Scentsy, I was a piano teacher. I loved it. It's always been my passion. I've taught since I was 16 years old. I had 75 piano students. That's one-on-one individual lessons every single day. I taught 6 days a week. I would start in the morning at 8 o'clock. And I'd still be teaching at 7:30 at night sometimes. Saturdays were a wreck. My husband could never plan anything because Laura was in the studio teaching piano. But guess what? Because of Scentsy, I get to teach piano for fun now. And I get to enjoy it because it's not a burden. It's a blessing. And it's always been a blessing. But I was just doing it. I was running myself into the ground. But Scentsy has taken that burden off of me. And I teach piano for fun now. And it's not something that I have to, sacrifice my time for my family. Enough on that. Spoon and a fork. The spoon and the fork part of my Scentsy story is 2 years ago, we found black mold in our kitchen. And what the devil meant for bad, God meant for good. I do want to tell you that we had to move out for 9 weeks. We had to move out 24 hours after, I didn't know what it was. I tried to clean it with bleach and it kept coming back. And so we knew we had to get somebody that knew what they were doing out there. And he said, you have to move out immediately. We have to tear down the stud. And that meant ripping out our kitchen and starting from scratch. And the big thing is that normally when you do a big kitchen remodel or a renovation or addition, you have time. It's something you save for, right? It's something you plan on. When you're going to cut or start ground or whatever you call that kind of stuff, not when you find black mold. It's get out, And we lived with my mother-in-law for 9 weeks. Because of Scentsy, that process was still a pain, but we were able to pay cash for the kitchen of my dreams and add on and not just replace. I mean, gosh, I'm so thankful because if our kitchen problem would have happened before Scentsy, I don't know what we would have done. I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, I don't know. We couldn't have even have afforded the tear out, let alone any of the extra. And so that's what my kitchen utensils stand for. A Vegas picture frame. Because of Scentsy, I get to take some pretty awesome business trips. Hello. I'm going to take another one here at Reunion in St. Louis. I know a lot of women and a lot of men that travel a lot for their business, and they don't have near the fun that I have. Not near. And they don't make near the awesome friendships and relationships that I get to make on my business trips. Vegas was just one of some really, really amazing Scentsy reunions that I've gotten to go to. I'd have never gone to Vegas, probably in my entire lifetime, had it not been for a Scentsy reunion being there, or Fort Worth, or Denver, Colorado. Oh, I could go on and on, you know. Just awesome. Credit card. Oh, we messed up. Really bad, messed up. Not our fault, most of it, but you know, things just happen time after time. And I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and I was teaching piano like a mad person. Only took a month off when Luke was born, but we used credit cards when we shouldn't have. And I'm being vulnerable right here and telling you my story because I believe that Scentsy can do the same thing for anybody that it did for our family, and Scentsy paid off our credit card debt. It was a mountain of a burden and an awful cloud that followed us everywhere, and because of Scentsy, we were able to do amazing things, and that's why my credit card is in my cough drop. My cough drop's here because when my little boy wakes up and doesn't feel well, I don't have to call in and ask off. I don't have to make that decision. If I don't feel well, I stay home. There's nobody that I have to get permission for. Scentsy has allowed me to be the stay-at-home mom that I deserve, or that Luke, my little boy, deserves for. I know we can't all be there, but because of Scentsy, that's who I am. I'm a stay-at-home mom. Golf. Oh, golf. Golf is massive. We come here, an hour away from our home, to this golf course every single Wednesday for lessons, golf lessons, that we would not have been able to afford without Scentsy. There are 3-day, how many fingers am I holding up? 2- and 3-day tournaments that we would never have been able to afford. I could never be able to take off work. Scentsy has allowed me to never have to choose between making it to one of Luke's golf tournaments or being there. You know what I'm saying? Or not being there. Last thing, a hand-painted cupcake keyring. This stands for all of those little moments that I would have missed with my son, including teaching him his colors as I would get a Scentsy. I'm sorry, he's 7 now. It seems like it was so long ago in so many ways. But I taught him how to count and all of his colors and so many, how to add by Scentsy bars. And he's learned how to count money because I take him to festivals with me, and he knows how to count out change to the customers. And they love to give him tips. He loves going. I cannot think of a way. I can't even imagine. I know I could have used animal crackers. But who would want to when you have something as awesome as a Scentsy business? I could sit here and bore you and cry a whole lot more because I could go in every direction possible. But there are a million different things that Scentsy has done for my family, has done for me personally. Last night as I was getting this idea, and I thought, man, should I revamp my bucket? Because there's a million different things, you know. I never used to speak in front of people. I didn't even really know how to mix and mingle with adults because I have taught kids since I was a kid myself practically. And that's the part of Scentsy I was so afraid of is adult women. Oh, I don't even know what to say, you know. And I was like, I told my husband, I was like, should I try to figure out something to put in my bucket about my personal growth? And there's so many things. I mean, oh gosh, we could go on for ages. But the biggest thing that I wanted to share my Scentsy bucket and all these little trinkets that mean so much to me, the reason I wanted to share them is because I want you to sit here and imagine what your bucket would be like right now. If you were asked to fill your Scentsy bucket with things, what would you put in it? And I think, I'm just imagining, but I believe that some of us have, you know, buckets that we're not happy with how full they are, right? Because maybe you are happy with how full they are, but more than likely, if you were asked to prepare your bucket, I don't know how many of us would be really satisfied with how many things. I think all of us may think, oh, it's a little empty, right? And And the biggest thing that I want to challenge you today is to realize that my bucket didn't fill up overnight. It didn't take a few months. I've been in Scentsy for over five years and 1 month, okay? And I'm not done building my bucket. I'm not finished. There's going to be something, and I don't know, I don't go around on these things thinking, oh, what do I want in my bucket tomorrow? It just happens. God puts it there. And then I can look back and I can go, oh my gosh, look, my life's forever changed because of Scentsy, and now in a different way. And then I think, oh, that's going in my bucket. You can take these buckets to your home parties. You can take them to your festivals. You can take them to your church get-togethers, your fundraisers. Or you know what? I think they're for me, and I think your bucket is for you. And whether you keep it in your study or by your computer or in your office or wherever it is that you do your Scentsy, I think you need to remember that your bucket gets full because of you getting out of your comfort zone and doing something awesome. And we can all be awesome. My bucket was filled a little bit at a time, and that's how you will fill yours too. So if you just started on your Scentsy journey, that's fine. You only have 1 or 2 things in your imaginary bucket. That's okay. Give yourself time. None of us built, a full bucket overnight. It's okay. So I want to go over some things real quick that will help you fill your bucket fast. Because I think all of you would love to have things in your imaginary bucket that maybe something by the end of summer, right? Wouldn't it be cool? Or maybe by the end of the month, all right? So I don't want to leave you hanging. I'm going to share with you some awesome ideas that I didn't come up with, but that I heard at trainings just like this one, trainings on your workstation, trainings at Scentsy Reunion, and so on. I'm going to share with you those things. Not that I came up with them, but I did them, and that's the key. Walking out of this, team meeting, your time is awesome being spent here, but if you don't do something with what you learned, then your bucket is going to be just as empty next time we get together as it is right now. So, the 2 things that I feel like you can do to fill your bucket fast is to, number 1, market yourself. Did you catch that? I did not say market Scentsy. Scentsy doesn't need marketing. Market yourself. Number 2, you need a game plan. A game plan and to market yourself. All of you should have walked in and picked up the handout that was the scavenger hunt.
I didn't get one.
You didn't? There are extra at the back, I think, and if not, I will get these for you. I'll probably send them out this Monday in the tip of the week. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you so much. These are ideas very similar to what I do on a routine basis, very consistently. These are the things month in and month out that I do to get my bucket filled. Because guess what? If I decided before golf to quit doing the things that are on your handout list, golf ball would not have become a part of my Scentsy journey. Does that make sense? Wherever you are on your Scentsy journey, you can increase the contents of your bucket by doing the things that Scentsy consultants do to build their bucket. So, I want you to look at that list. And yeah, some of the things are scary. I don't know if you had a chance to read them, but some of the things you're going to swallow really hard at whenever you look at them. And you're going to think, oh, that's not for me. That sounds like something Laura would do, but that's not me. Guess what? When I started, everything on that list was super duper scary to me. I promise you. It freaked me out. You've got to get over your comfort zone, 1 step at a time. I'm not saying tackle the hardest thing. You can if you're awesome, but I wasn't. So start with the easiest thing. But give yourself a time limit, because if you don't, you won't get it done. And guess what? Your bucket is still going to be as empty as it is right now next time we meet. So I want you right now to grab a pen that you have, or grab your neighbor's pen. Ask first. They might slap you. Grab a pen. And I want you to real quick glance at your list, and I want you to pick one thing that you're going to do tomorrow. Monday. Pick one thing from your list that you're going to put into place tomorrow.